This is the Minecraft overworld. It's packed with incredible landscapes, giant structures, and endless possibilities. But then there's the void. A giant empty abyss with absolutely nothing in it. So my goal is simple. Build a giant ring world complete with every Minecraft biome in the void. The only issue? Building in the void is impossible. At least that's what I thought. Because while most players only know about the void beneath the overworld, there's actually another one in the end dimension. Between the central end island and the outer end cities is a 1,000 block stretch of complete emptiness. And if I could somehow reach it, I'd have the perfect place to build my project. Alright, before we can build anything, we need a flying machine. So let's grab some redstone and head on over to the end. Wait a minute. Where are my slime blocks? Already off to a good start. Alright, and the lift off. Oh, that didn't work. Hey, chill! Hey, it's working this time. I feel extremely violated right now. Okay, we're at our destination now, but I have no idea how to stop this thing. Oh, that was way easier than I thought. Yo, wait a minute, I got an idea. We officially have our first resident of the ring. Now, all we need is the ring itself. So I loaded in a schematic of the ring, and honestly, seeing it for the first time in the void is insane. This is only the outer shell of the whole project. Once it's finished, I'll have to build every single biome on top of it. We'll have one biome here, another over there, until eventually, this giant empty ring will become an entire Minecraft world floating in the void. And trust me, this thing is gonna look crazy. Now, for the materials, we're gonna need a lot of stone and deep slate. Stone isn't a problem. Deep slate, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Even with efficiency 5 and haste 2, it's still painfully slow to mine. But there's actually a secret way to gather deep slate insanely fast that almost nobody talks about. The only catch is it involves spawning a wither. I already have one wither skull, so now I just need 2 more. Alright, that's 1, and that's 2. This might look incredibly stupid, and that's because it is, but it's also one of the fastest ways to gather deep slate. Okay, so it's kind of working. Never mind, he keeps going up. I'm sorry, buddy, but you need to go. So after all of that, it turns out I already had a ridiculous amount of stone left over from previous projects. And somehow I had enough deep slate too. But now we had a new problem. Every single one of these materials needs to be transported into the end. And considering how much we need, this is gonna take a while.
6.5 hours later.
What the hell? You guys are seeing this, right? Anyway, with all of the materials transported into the end, it was finally time to start building the outline. And this is where the project started to really take shape. Oh my god, I forgot Enderman spawn here. If I don't keep this entire place lit up, they're gonna ruin this entire project. There, that should be good for now, I hope. After a few hours of building, I've managed to complete roughly a quarter of the shell. We're about halfway done now, and you can really start to see how massive this thing actually is. The shell is officially finished, and yo, you cannot tell me this doesn't look cool. You know what? I think it would be a good idea to add some sea lanterns on the edges too. That was a pain in the and with that, it's finally time to start building every biome in Minecraft, beginning with the most simple biome imaginable, a plains biome. But there's a problem. If you've ever played Minecraft before, you know that grass blocks are green on top and brown on the sides. And because the ring is tilted at an angle, all you'd really see is the brown part, which doesn't exactly look great. So instead of using regular grass blocks, I needed to find an alternative. And thankfully, I found the perfect block. Moss. So let's cover this section with moss, add some flowers, and just like that, the plains biome is complete. Easy, right? Next up is the forest biome. Just like before, let's start by covering everything with moss. Now we just need some trees. The only problem is I have to build them sideways. Yeah. Alright, now just a few more, and that actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but still annoying. After that, I knocked out a bunch of biomes. A flower forest, a dark oak forest, and even the creepy pale oak forest. But eventually, I hit a roadblock. The next biome on the list was a mountain biome. Actually, 2 mountain biomes. And unlike the forest, these were a lot more tedious to build. Like, how the hell am I supposed to build these sideways? Wait, I have no idea why I didn't think of this sooner. There's one. Now, all I have to do is put this little guy in some water and wait a bit for him to grow up. There we go. Now let's throw this bad boy on. And yeah, this is literally gonna make me finish this 1,000 times faster. So this biome is gonna be the Stony Peaks biome, and for this one, I'm gonna add snow on the tips of the spires, which will be the Jagged Peaks biome. Alright, and as painful as that process was, they turned out pretty good. So we have finally reached the ocean biomes. And I've been thinking about how to build these for a while. Water doesn't exactly like staying on walls. If I place water on the side of the ring, it's just gonna flow straight down, which means I have 2 options. Use actual water, and option 2, use a block that looks like water. And I think the answer is pretty obvious. First up is the warm ocean biome, and then the regular ocean biome. I'm also going to add a few islands to the both of them. And finally, the frozen ocean next to it, which is basically all just ice. Like, seriously, it's just ice. So we have yet another problem. For the mushroom island, mycelium has a completely different texture on the sides. So once again, we need a substitute. After testing a few different blocks, I think cyan terracotta is the closest match. And honestly, it looks pretty convincing. We still need the giant brown mushrooms and of course the giant red mushrooms too. For the next 8 biomes, I'm gonna need a ridiculous amount of snow. Luckily, I know a method that can get me way more snow than I'll ever need. The snow biomes are pretty boring, so with the snow and ocean biomes complete, this project is finally starting to look like a real Minecraft world. And it's crazy to think that it's going to keep looking better from here. To top off all the cold biomes, let's create a river biome, mainly because it'll help transition us from the frozen tundra into the hotter climates a lot more naturally. I'm going to try adding some curves into the rivers, kind of like this. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So I'm building the jungle biome right now, and I've just realized something. You can't place bamboo sideways. Like, what exactly am I supposed to use for bamboo? So I spent about 10 minutes trying to think of a solution, and honestly, I think my only option is to use bamboo blocks or bamboo logs, whatever they're called. I mean, it looks close enough. That's as good as it's gonna get. We're now down to the last 8 biomes in this entire project. This biome is literally just netherrack, some ores, and lava. Then we've got the crimson forest and the warped forest. Second to last biome is gonna be the basalt deltas. And finally, the last nether biome, the soul sand valley. It's made up of soul sand and soul soil, which is just regular sand and dirt, except made out of souls. And it also has a bunch of fossils scattered around the place. We are officially down to the final 3 biomes. The main end island, the outer end islands, and the biome that started this entire project, the void. Obviously, there's no actual void block in Minecraft, so black concrete is going to be the closest we're going to get. Let's craft some concrete powder, turn it into concrete, and cover all 3 of these sections. Then we'll build the main island along with its obsidian pillars and the outer end islands with chorus fruit. Unfortunately, I couldn't use actual chorus fruit, so this was the next best thing. And with that, that's pretty much every biome in Minecraft, but we're not just finished yet. I still want to add a bunch of structures around the world, things like villages, desert temples, and even a nether fortress. I also want all of the biomes to blend into each other a little more naturally. And while I'm at it, I want to add a few more rivers scattered around the place as well. So first, we're going to start in the dark oak forest, and it should look something like this. That looks way better, and I want to do that for every biome. Oh my god. I forgot gravel falls when you break it. I guess for now, I'm just gonna get rid of all this gravel, place down the moss, and then replace the gravel. So that part is complete. Now it's time to add some more water. Like with this gravel biome, it's basically completely empty. So let's add a little pond right here, along with some grass and a tree. Over here at the beach, let's build a river flowing in from the ocean with a little bit of grass. Next, let's add 4 frozen rivers. One in the frozen ocean, snowy beach, snowy plains, and finally ice spikes. And last but not least, a small river in the jungle and a tiny pond in the desert. And for the final finishing touches, let's add a few structures. Let's build a small village hut right here. And of course, we have to build it sideways, which I have absolutely no idea how to do. Okay, that actually looks pretty decent. You know what? Let's make it 2 huts. That looks much better. Alright, next up is the snow biome, where we're just gonna build a little igloo. Probably the easiest structure we're gonna make. The third structure is gonna be a jungle temple. So let's start with a base of cobble and mossy cobble. Then we'll add these little wedges on the sides. Close off the roof, and there we go. Over here, we're gonna build a desert temple, and we're putting it in, you guessed it, the desert. The 5th structure is gonna be a few mine shafts sticking out of these badland cliffs. After that, we finally get to the nether fortress. This one is a little tricky because all of the bridges have to curve along with the ring, which is not exactly how nether fortresses are supposed to work, but I think it turned out pretty good. The second nether structure is going to be a bastion, and the last structure of this entire project is an end city. That is, assuming these dumbass endermen don't steal the entire thing. Just like that, the entire ring world is complete. Wait, I got an idea. If I set my FOV to max and then zoom out, oh my god, look at this. I can see the entire ring in one shot. This looks so fucking cursed, bro. Wait, I just realized we need to move Donquavious into one of the houses. Do I have a lead? Oh, perfect. Now let's attach this to the boat. Carefully pillar up. Now let's drag him right over to the hut. Gently let him down. Ow. And he got a little friend as well. Alright, well, that just about does it, so goodbye.